You have nothing. You are defending a white man's property. This South Africa is owned by a white man. This South Africa is controlled by the white man.
My name's Zanzi, and I can't keep quiet, and I will never keep quiet for nonsense. CIC, Julius Malema, it's wrong. It can't be correct on a national TV, my brother. And getting a support, some President Boko there in Botswana, I saw President Boko talking about that, you guys are making a joke out of disadvantaged South African children, that they do not have skills. Wara. They do not have skills to do those jobs that are being done by the foreign nationals. As a CIC, what are you doing to close that gap? It's a simple question. As you can see, the youth does not have those skills. It's not because they want. We're coming from disadvantaged families. Our background is not the same. At least wena Malema, at least you have a political wisdom. You had that opportunity. You are so fortunate to grow up in the political party. You don't know how to stand there by the gate at the factory with the CV looking for a job. You don't know that. Buzatina will tell you. And you're making a joke out of that. Let me tell you, my brother, in South Africa, the government has tried. You as the political leader, the only thing that you need to do is to enforce that. We have one. Don't talk about that. South Africans do not have skills to do certain jobs. You are stupid. You are stupid with your fellow brother, President Boko there in Botswana. I want to show you that you are stupid. You're not going to make joke out of us. Past that. You're not going to do that. Number one, let me tell you. You as the CIC, you know that in South Africa, we are having what you call learnerships. What is a learnership? What is the purpose of the learnership? The purpose of the learnership is to assist the youth, the people of South Africa, those who do not have the skills for scarcity jobs, to close that gap. That is the purpose of the learnership. Number one. Number two, my brother, we are having what we call RPL. What is RPL? What is the purpose of RPL? Recognition for prior learning. Do you know that? It's not that you don't know that. You know that. What is the purpose for that? After the RPL, we have what we call QCTO. What is the purpose of QCTO? Because QCTO, it is responsible for what? To make sure that is to make sure that those who are being trained in the workplace, they are in line. Their training is in line with the trades and qualifications, right? That they are being trained for. You understand? QCTO is advanced in a way that they have NQF level 1 to NQF level 8. Simple thing that you need to do, you as the smart CIC of a political organization, EFF, is to enforce that. It's only to enforce that in South Africa, the youth, they get that. My brother, it can be correct to make a joke out of us. I'm not going to stand here and listen to you talking nonsense in the at the national TV. I'm not going to do that. You guys can make this video viral. I don't care. It can be correct, Juju, to do that. You can't make joke out of your fellow South Africans and say, no, the foreigners, they have a right to come and work here. Where should we work? Where should our youth work? Already, we have high unemployment rate. Instead of assisting this disadvantaged youth, South Africans, to acquire skills to be able to get jobs, you are making a joke out of them. Past that. Eh? You are making, as a father, as someone who has a political wisdom, you are making a joke out of South Africans. With the support from the stupid president there in Botswana, Boko. Let me tell you, my brother, it can be correct that foreigners, even when they come here in our country, look at the jobs that they are occupying. Are there scarcity? You can see we have principals in TVET colleges. Is that a scarcity job? Let us audit the security companies here and tell me how many foreigners you're going to pick there. Let us audit the cleaning companies and tell me how many foreigners you're going to get there. Let us audit the restaurants and tell me how many foreigners you're going to get there. Is it a scarcity? That's nonsense. There should be a system in place if there is any job for the foreigners to come and apply for. It should be advertised. And when they enter the airport and the borders, right? When they enter the key points, they must produce documentation, invitation to attend the interview. Right, number one. Number two, the paperwork must be in place. Work permit, passport, all those visa, all those things, they must be audited. The company that is recruiting must be contacted to confirm if they are waiting for this particular person. And that company must be checked as well, must be verified if it's existing. Is it making a profit? Is it legit? No, my brother, it's wrong. Good people, it's wrong. You see, my brother, these are the things I hate about you, that you are a dictator. You are a leader. No, you want us to follow you. That is why I left EFF. I left EFF because of that nonsense. I was a candidate 2021. I attended the conference there. Nabotlengiwe Mkhalipe, Nabotambo there. I was there. But I said to them, all of them, I said, you people, it can't be correct that you can't be corrected in other things that you are doing. It can't be. Malema, it's impossible. If you are a leader by us. Even the king is the king by the people. You are the king by the people. You are the leader by the people. My brother, learn to put South Africans first. You think these people are crazy. The majority is going there. Why not you are going there? Wait.
Don't tell me this is your country. You are foreigners because you have nothing to show. You go around claiming this is your country. Let's go outside. Show me papers that confirms you are the owner of this country. There's nothing. You don't own anything. Yet you call people foreigners. You are a foreigner yourself because you do not own. Foreigners means visitors. Visitors are people who just come empty-handed with a small bag. When the time permits, they go. That's you.
You know, I think our biggest mistake in South Africa was supporting Julius Malema. If Julius Malema was really in the forefront or was active during apartheid, you know, I think he would have been really, definitely a prime candidate of necklacing. You know, and he knows that he no longer has the support of the South African people. And it's his own fault. It has nothing to do with foreigners. It's the way you're thinking. You see, he's not thinking clearly. Okay? He thinks South Africans are anti-foreigners. No. South Africans, they love their country. And that will never change. South Africans will protect their country. Even during apartheid, black South Africans fought for their country. You know, when we needed help from other countries, some of them told us straight, like Abo Zimbabwe, they would never get involved with South African internal affairs. You know, it's got nothing to do with xenophobia. It's got nothing to do with hating North Africans. This has to do with the future of South Africa. When Julius Malema, Shem. What an embarrassment. What a failure of a political leader. And I can hear him as he speaks. He's frustrated. Very, very frustrated. Because of his own doing. Okay? Not understanding the people. You may understand politics, Julius Malema, but you have no people understanding, no people knowledge. Okay? You may understand politics, but you don't understand the people. That's why you are in the situation that you are in now.
You are renting, you are marching from the hostels, beating up people that they must leave South Africa. Yet you do not own a hostel. You are paying a rent in that hostel. You can be removed yourself from that hostel. You are telling people to leave your country. You come from an apartment, you come from a flat, you come from a house, you have no paper. When you return back home after taking out Zimbabweans, the white man will be at the door showing you the way out of the rented flat, out of the rented house, out of the rented apartment. You have nothing to show. Yet you claim this is your country. You have nothing. You are defending a white man's property. This South Africa is owned by a white man. This South Africa is controlled by the white man.
Molweni Mzansi. No. Before ndiyecaweni, I need to argue three things ngale logic yam. Ndifuna ke superior logics ze EFF ne CIC wabo to answer me on these things. Number one, the first one, EFF ngo-2014 ingena eParliament inxibe overalls nepinifas with the ticket yoba they are there to stand for petrol attendants, domestic workers, garden workers, security guards, cleaners, all of those people. They were saying they are representing those people. Those people who are at the lower jobs ngokwase South Africa. And the Employment Service Act, he has a reserve as a jobs for only South Africans. No foreigner must contest uba ukhona umuntu wase South Africa for that job. What we are seeing now, if you're a restaurant, noba kuphuma posters i5, ufika kukho queues that are over 5,000 yabantu baseMzantsi Africa, but you'll find foreigners there. So I want to hear from their superior logic. You said you're representing these people of South Africa, but your president is saying those are slaves' jobs. I don't understand. Those are slaves' jobs. Meaning aba bantu beniyoba represent as slaves. Or you are saying Zimbabweans and other nationalities that are here illegally, they must occupy those jobs so that you can go and represent them in parliament. Those petrol attendants. And then they must become slaves. I don't get it. So people must believe you that petrol attendants, domestic workers are slaves. They are not jobs. Because that's what your superior logic is telling you. I don't understand that. I need you to clarify for me. So Zimbabweans must replace the South Africans. The Employment Service Act protects South Africans for those jobs, but nina niti these slaves jobs. Secondly, the issue of immigration. You are saying, Nani EFF, why are we after you, or are we attacking you while you are not in government? And immigration, who opened the borders, blah blah blah. Forgetting that, I'm not sure whether you read your documents, your founding manifesto, section 7 on immigration question. You are going to protect and stand for immigrants, whether they are legal or not. That's what your founding manifesto is saying. So why are you crying foul when we are telling you that you are for foreigners? It's there. It's not even written black and white. It's written red and white on your papers. Go read your founding manifesto. So you want us to not question you. You stand for foreigners. Because it's written in your founding manifesto. Section 7. Go read it, that paragraph. Uzakuxelela into okokuba nina nithi nizawuma ne-foreigners noba zilegal okanye azikho legal. That's what you are saying. Thirdly, ngoku Just recently, after 3 weeks, kulahleke lo mfana wase Phosphorus, you also issued a post yokokubana a missing person, blah blah blah. Yesterday kuthiwa lo mfana ufunyenwe, and then all of a sudden nithi propaganda, this is a script, and your president retweet that indoba this is propaganda perpetuated by March and March. No nabo phakela umthakathi, it's an act ebethunana sephi nalapho. And then your president tweeted that kukhumntu that can fake ukulahleka kwakhe, and the family must not be devastated about that, even if that person faked ukulahleka kwakhe. But this was a problem for the family. So now that he is found, and Anika Ivane reports from the police about what has really happened, because there are many reports that we're still waiting, formal reports about what really happened. Athethe ngokwakhe. Why did he find himself in the police station? Seni conclude by Landibi Act. You are a scam to South Africans, EFF. You must be ashamed of that. Danko.
Don't tell me this is your country. When people are burning buildings, you are rushing, protecting them. Those are not your buildings. Those are white man's buildings. You have nothing. Stop hating on your future employers. These people are going to hire you. They are the most polite people. Even when they are educated, they still work for small jobs that pay nothing. They don't have pride. They know that you have to work to serve and feed your families. That's why they are here.
Hayi bantu bakuthi bendithanda ndizophinde ndicontribute kwinto ezithethwa nguJulius. Hayi ndivumeleni ndiyilungise le ebeyithetha apha ephondweni. Mhlawumbe ebeyithetha kwenye indawo bendingazoyingena. Le ayithetha engcobo isingcwabeni izolo. Hayi masiyilungise. Xa esithi iziphaza shops economy ye-crumbs okanye ngesixhosa imvuthuluka, abantu mabaleqe ii-banks, makulelwe uba maku-ownwe ibhanki neelanto nee-mines. Mhlawumbi ke xa uba bekuthiwa la political science yakhe beyimejarishe nge-economics, besinawuthetha bhetele angayimejarishe nge-citizenship. Andiyazi uba nale majoring yakhe ye-citizenship akayi-implement because silwana nento illegal immigrants. But the person who has studied that doesn't seem to understand. But andikho lapho ndize kule intoba iziphaza shops zi-crumbs. Iziphaza shops, does he know that on annual basis they are estimated into kokuba zi-generate around 900 billion South Africa? 5.2 or 5.1% contribution kwi-GDP lo profit leyo that they make. And then uthi zi-crumbs ezo. Abantu bakuthi bayawukhumbula kaloku uba iziphaza shops zi-ownwa ngoku ngabantu bokufika. And abantu bokufika siyakhumbula, particularly i-Somalis ne-Pakistans, ngabantu ababefike bexwa ingubo emqolo, bejikeleza apha ezilalini, behamba ezilokishini besithi thatha mama bhatala 3 months, thatha mama bhatala 3, behamba ngenyawo. Kwahambeka bemane bathatha ke umama bakuthi, abantu bakuthi bebhatala. Kwahambeka bahamba ngeza moto ezincinci kwakuthiwa zingamaphela, eza Corolla, iziprinter zazincinci, bahamba ngezanto ngexesha baqalayo uvula iziphaza shops. But today what they are driving, but drive GD6 today. Ngiyaqonda. Kuthiwa ke zi-crumbs okanye nalapho eziphaza shops zabo siyayazi uba ziproduce fake products, kodwa zibahambisa ngemoto ezinkulu. ndike ndibabukele ke mna ke kule ndawo ndihlala kuyo kukwiholo abathanda uzotshatisa kulo apha. Yiyo imoto abazimisayo, particularly iFortuner ezintsha. And then kuthiwa lo economy zii-crumbs, imvuthuluka. So kuxelelwa uta X olapha ekuhlaleni ongaphangeleyo ozizamelayo ngendlela azizamela ngayo uba hayi susijonga mani into yespaza shop, masilinde imine nebhenki ngoba imvuthuluka. Abe phofu uta X apha ebukele amaPakistan namasomali ehamba ngeemoto ezinkulu, yena ezibambela amatorho phaa naphaa. Ngoku kugqitywa kukhutshwa 500 million kuStella Ndabeni, Minister of Small Businesses, inokokuba makufandwe abantu bakuthi for iziphaza shop. Kwaye yena Julius uthi anizoyifumana lo mali izawutyiwa yi-ANC. Meaning noba lo mali asiyihoyanga ngohlobo lwakhe athetha ngalo, because la industry yeziphaza shop masingayikhathaleli. Hayi ngumhlola lo. Mayiqhubeke iownwa zii-Pakistans neeSomalis. Phofu ke zithenga ii-products, zityisa ii-product okanye zithengisela abantu ii-product ezizifake. Kuthiwa masingayihoyi. Bantu bakuthi ndicela mani sizilungise izinto ngokuzingekanwenwi kakhulu. Ayikho into yento yokuba xa uvula ispaza, a small business, kuthiwe uleqa crumbs. Kule 8 million yabantu abatsha bangaphangeliyo, tell me zizawufika nini ezi bhanki bazilindileyo? Zizawufika nini ezi mine bazilindileyo? Nezi hectares of land, when are they going to arrive? EFF has been established in 2013. Kulo nyaka ide ibe phi le distribution of land without expropriation of land without compensation? Babe besithini abantu ngoku besalinde umhlaba, belinde ibhanki, belinde imines? Mabebe beyeka i-economy yeziphaza ithathwe ziSomalis. Abantu bakuthi masingayivumeli loo nto. Noko abantu abaninzi balahlekiswe kakhulu ngulaa mntu. Noko ngoku thina abantu baqondayo hayi asizoyivumela laa meko. At least uba bekuthiwa umejarishe nge-economics kule political science yakhe, njengam ke as a person uke wayenza i-political sciences, angahlali phaa kwi-citizenship akeze ngam, mhlawumbi bezazi-understanda ke ezi dynamics ze-economics, but not le voodoo economics athetha ngayo. Phofu yena uhlala in a well-established areas, and also he drives nice cars. He lives a lifestyle that ngexesha phofu yena alinde ii-mines nentontoni uphila kamandi. So abantu bakuthi mabahlale bayeke iziphaza shops zithathwa ngabantu bokufika kuba kusithwa imvuthuluka. We are not going to allow that. Bazawuhamba abantu bokufika, the small businesses ezilapha eSouth Africa according to the Immigration Act zizawukwenziwa ngabantu balapha eSouth Africa. That's it. And we are not going to stop that message. EFF and Julius Malema can go fetch or jump into the nearest hell. Otherwise, South Africa belongs to South Africans and all its inheritance. Dango.
South Africans. So a debate has erupted online after a video actually surfaced showing Julius Malema criticizing South Africans and making remarks that many people found offensive. The video has sparked strong reactions, with some citizens questioning why leaders should not place the concerns of South Africans first. One man responded to the video, asked a question that has since gained attention. How can a father love the neighbor's child more than his own child? So he argued that South African leaders should prioritize the needs, safety and opportunities of South African citizens before focusing on anyone else. Supporters of this view say that South Africans have a legal identity, citizenship and constitutional rights, and that should be protected. they believe government and political leaders have a responsibility to put South Africans first while still respecting the rights of all people living in the country. The discussion continues to divide opinions, with some defending Malema's comments and others insisting that South Africans should always remain the top priority in matters affecting the nation. But what do you think about this? Should leaders focus on South Africans first, or should they balance the interest of everyone living in the country, whether it's documented foreign nationals, undocumented foreign nationals, or South African citizens? So please leave us a comment below, leave us a like, click the like button. Let me just know what you think about this.